It's wonderful to be back with you again. The last time I was here officially, it was as a surrogate for now Senator Jim Webb. And I was very happy to be endorsing Senator Webb because I felt very strongly that he represented the kind of politics that I hope to represent in this district. First and foremost, he was against the Iraq War, and he wants to get us out, and he's working to get us out. And both of us had been early critics even before the invasion. Both of us were out front in saying that we have to get our troops out of harm's way. And so I was pleased to endorse him on that front. But another front that I was pleased to endorse him on is the fact that he believes, as I do, that society and economic justice has to be measured at its base, not the apex. And right now we're seeing more and more disparity between the haves and the have-nots. We're seeing more and more efforts by the Bush administration to pay off their war profiteers, pay off the cronies that they've got in Capitol Hill, pay off people through your tax dollars, and not make sure that those of us who are below that 1% are getting our fair share. These are things that I've been working on as a member of the House of Delegates, as Virginia's first woman in Congress, as a state senator, as a consumer advocate in the White House. This is what I've devoted my life to. And quite honestly, I wasn't sure in September or so, even when Tom Davis was still thinking about running, whether I was going to run for this seat. And I was at an event with Janet Olasak, and some people were encouraging me to think about it. And one woman came up to me and she said, "You and I got into politics 20 years ago together." And I said, "Yeah, I remember." And she said, "You know, we did it for the reasons that we thought we could build better communities for our children." And I said, "Yes, that's true." And she looked me right in the eye and she said, "How can you do anything less for your grandchildren?" That's the day that I decided to run for this office, regardless of whether Tom Davis ran or not, is that I don't want a legacy for my children and my grandchildren of an endless war, of job insecurity, not knowing whether your job's going to be shipped overseas any day, of dirty air and dirty water, of not knowing who has the levers of power in government. You know, it's interesting to me, and I will divert from my stump speech for just a minute, because Thursday was another one of those moments where I thought, this is not going well. And that was because the state Supreme Court, excuse me, the U.S. Supreme Court, had decided last year that Lilly Ledbetter couldn't sue for equal pay for equal work because she did it too late. So the House passed a bill 225 to 119 to fix the problem. The majority of Senate members passed the bill, but they decided, the Republicans decided to invoke a cloture rule, which meant you had to have a supermajority. Now let me talk about this case a little bit, because I think it's an important thing to think, you know, where we're going as a country. Lilly Ledbetter worked for Goodyear Tire Company, and she worked for them for years and years and years, and they always paid her less than her male counterparts who did this same job. Only she didn't find out about it until somebody pointed it out how much less she was being paid. At that point, she sued. The court said, okay, you've been done wrong, you've been discriminated against. The appeal court upheld Lilly Ledbetter. And yet the Supreme Court said, you should have known you were being discriminated against because the time has run out, because Goodyear discriminated before you knew what was going on, and that's when we're going to start the clock. And so these are the things that I see that we have to address in this country. We have got to get ourselves back on track. The pay-to-play mentality is over. We have got to say to the oil companies and the war profiteers, your voice doesn't mean it's louder just because you have a bigger checkbook. This is what I fought for, this is what I stand for, and this is what I hope to do for you in Congress, is give you your voice back. Make sure that you know that you have somebody who speaks for you in Congress. Thank you.